What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Homie Hangout, where we help others move in excellence. And this is a double up, right? You get a twofer today. If you haven't seen a video I posted a few hours ago, please go check it out. I'll post a link to it at the end of this. A young black guy lost his life at the hands of a much older Southsider who just paroled out for like a 17-year bid in the feds. All because the black dude from Oakland was dating somebody in the Southsider's family. And so I'll talk about those dynamics. It just happened like a couple weeks ago. And there's other stuff worked in there too. So anyways, go check that out. This is one of those videos I just can't help but to do it, right? I was gonna make it like the old kind of call out videos that I would do, where I just put folks on blast and pull them on the thumbnail and just go to town. It was very tempting. I'm not gonna do that, but I just some things need to be said. So, anyways, Mr. Criminal, admittedly, not a guy whose career I have followed very closely. Right? Of course, I know who he is. Everybody's aware of him, at least in California and the West Coast. If you're not, if you're from outside that area, he's Southsider rapper, been around a couple decades. That's pretty much the extent of it, right? Um, and so he started a podcast a while back, and that's really when I watched him a little bit more. I thought it was an interesting podcast. Pretty entertaining. Of course, lots of drama stuff going on because that's what it takes apparently to have a successful podcast these days. I don't know, not really my thing, but he took a break and he recently came back, and I knew a little bit, right? But I had to go back and watch because based on the reactions, you would think that the dude like got baptized on his channel or hung up the gloves or joined a convent or something, right? All he really said was, at least all I heard when I listened, is, "Hey, I took a break, spent some time with my wife, spent some time away from the internet and the phone and the podcast and the music, and I've been doing a lot of praying, some soul searching, and decided that I want to tighten up a little bit, and adjust the direction that I'm going." So he got rid of his record label, Crime Family. Right? I don't know how many people were on it, but I don't think a lot. But he got rid of the record label and said, "I'm just gonna focus on my own music and the stuff that I'm doing. Wish everybody a bunch of success." Changed the name of an album that he was getting ready to release, and now it has God in the title. To be quite honest, I don't remember what the title is, but it's dropping in a couple days, right? And because the old title made him seem like he was better than other people, and he wasn't trying to put folks down. Uh, so that's kind of his thing, right? And it's gonna push forward. Now he has said actually, hey, when I was a kid, or since I was a child, I've always wanted to be a pastor. I've kind of thought about being a pastor, and will I do that someday? Maybe, right? He says, "Hey, I'm not giving up the music. I'm still doing the music. Is it going to be Christian music? It's just going to be music, and there might be some Christian influence to it because I'm a Christian, and maybe someday I'll do Christian music. I don't know. I'm just gonna go with that. But I want away from the drama and the headaches. And some people have said that he wants away from the drama uh, because he's been caught up in some drama with Little Cuete or whoever, and I don't know. That could be true. You guys let me know in the comments if you really want to. I probably won't read those comments. I really don't care. What I do care about is this because I think it's relevant on a bigger scale, right? Is I see a video where somebody's like, "Hey, I'm calling out Mr. Criminal, and if this is true, if you really have turned over a new leaf, if you really are on this spiritual journey, then the way for you to prove that is to sit down with me and have a conversation online." Now, first of all, I don't think I've seen anything more thirsty than that in a long time online, right? There's another guy who posted a video and says, "Hey, uh, since in the past and in the recent past, you've talked about how you wouldn't work with artists from the north, right?" Which, again, artists from down south saying they won't work with artists from up north is not the end of the world any more than artists up north saying that they won't work with artists down south. That should not be revolutionary to anybody. But again, separate subject. Uh, But so because he has said that, there's other guys saying, well, then if you're sincere, if this is real, then you should do something with Pastor Rocha, aka Sir Dino, right? From the Darkroom Familia days. And I'm hearing these hot ass takes. And it's like, bro, who are you? Right? Who is anybody to tell another person, hey, do this before I will believe that your spiritual journey is authentic? Give a fuck if you believe it or not. Like, what does it really matter? It People are acting like he came online and professed his love for Jesus for the first time. I don't even really follow the dude like that. And I know that he has talked about God and prayer and everything else in his music for a long time. The picture of him at the pulpit that's on a thumbnail is from a video like 6 years ago. And the whole video is him inside and outside of a church. It's not unusual. Tons of rappers talk about God, talk about prayer, talk about forgiveness, talk about all that stuff, right? It happens all the time. Most black and brown artists reflect that in their rap music to some degree. Now, do they live according to that or whatever? It's a whole another story. Uh, but they talk about it, right? It comes up. So it's not as if he just learned who God was. He said he's been spending some time reading scripture and letting it sink in, marinate. I think a lot of people go through that. I have gone through that numerous times in my life out of prison. Kind of reset moments. I've gone through that since I've had YouTube, where I sort of sit back, kind of look at what I got going on around me, look at some of the choices that I'm making, and try to recenter myself according to the priorities that I want to live by when I'm in my right mind. That's a healthy thing. I suggest everybody do that, whether you're a person of faith or a particular faith or not. In recovery, it's called taking, personal inventory, right? Your personal inventory, your moral inventory. That's a healthy move. And I just find it ridiculous that other people feel like it's their place. Like, here's the standard I'm going to set. Because I've seen that in real life. Ah, bro, how you a Christian if you cuss? Oh, you ain't really a Christian. You drink. Or other people, I'm a Christian and I drink because, drinking's not bad. Like, we live in such a religious society, right? Not necessarily faith-filled society, but such a religious society. And there are a lot of people who have these preconceived ideas of what it is to have a relationship with the divine. And of course, your particular faith walk is going to determine that, right? Like what the scriptures are and what they aren't, and this and that. So different religions, different faith systems will put kind of some bumpers, right, around what you believe, right, and identifying God and that kind of stuff. But it's a personal walk, and there are a lot of people who are not comfortable saying that, right? Who aren't even really comfortable allowing themselves to do that kind of spirit-led, inside work because of the fear of the outside critics, the peanut gallery, the critical people. And some of them are really religious people that are like, nah, fool, if you're not doing it like this, you're not doing it right. Some of them are not practicing religious people that just feel like they're entitled to put these standards there, right? Like, when was the last time that you really sought God's guidance and then listened in the choices that you're making? But you're now going to profess to be able to declare that for somebody else, or this is what an authentic spiritual journey looks like. And if you don't meet what I'm putting out there, then it's not real. And again, I see that all the time, right? And it's frustrating because, as a lot of you guys know, because a lot of you guys do have a faith journey of some sort, right? It's deeply personal. And all that legalism, right? All that taking little shots can really negatively influence the person that you're doing it towards. but more so discourage others. So I don't feel like Criminal is gonna adjust his journey based on some fucking podcasts, right? But other people may be hesitant because of this stuff, right? Because it fuels this narrative that we already believe, and I have been guilty of it myself in the past. I think most of us have, right? As believers or non-believers or whatever it may be. Before I ever read the Bible, I had a concept in my mind of what Bible people were supposed to do and not do, and how they could behave and not behave. And I really had no reason. I had no justification. There was nothing authentic about that kind of, that jacket I was putting on other people, and me deciding what it should look like and how it should fit. But I see it even more in faith communities. And it's just frustrating, man. So look, I suggest everybody reset, and again, do that kind of personal inventory, that moral inventory, and make adjustments to be closer to the person that you want to be in life, whatever that is, right? You have to define for yourself what success looks like, what healthy is. And don't let concerns of others be a deterrent in that, right? Because there's always going to be somebody critical. There's always going to be somebody quick to talk shit. There's always going to be some miserable person that wants to put that off on you, right? And you can't let that throw you off your game, basically. So, anyways, man, that's it. It's a short video. I just think that this reaction is ridiculous. Is he sincere? Is he not sincere? Is it because of this? Is it because of that? I don't know. I don't know. It's not really my business. He's a public figure. So he did make some moves that are noticeable, right? Ending the record label, not coming online for a while. So he came out and gave an explanation. I think his explanation is reasonable, right? Is there more behind it or not? Who knows? We'll probably find out in time. But in the meantime, like, I get it. It's news. You want to talk about it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Here I am talking about it. But I'm only talking about it because of some of the J-Cat ass shit that other people have put out there. And I just don't think it's fair. It's less about Mr. Criminal and more about anybody and everybody who goes on these journeys, and how quick we are to throw elbows at them, right? When the shit ain't right. Like, check your own backyard, right? Take inventory on your own life, and let folks do what they do. Man, I wish Mr. Criminal a ton of success. I wish him all the best. I hope he finds the peace and the happiness that he's looking for, just like I hope everybody else does too, including podcasters or other people that I may not agree with. I still hope that they find the peace and blessings that they're looking for. Just don't be misleading in the process. So anyways, help others move in excellence. That's what homies do. Help yourself at the same time because you're worth it. Help your community because they need you. And stay tuned for the next one, man. Take care.